core bridge this month we're working on a front and back position, but inducing a transverse plane force, so a rotational force, but we're trying to maintain stability and not let that movement occur. So a really simple way to do it, so if you're just in a 4-point position, the base version, and even this is quite hard, is lock the elbows out, stabilise with the serratus anterior, stabilise through the hips, decompress the palm and the opposite knee, maintaining stability, lengthening the spine. So you might do 5 seconds a side, so you end up getting, in a minute, you're doing 12 reps, or you might do 10 seconds a side, so you do 3 sides, quite good. To make that one harder, you can extend the leg out, the arm out, so it's quite subtle. Maintain that, and slowly change, try not to let the hips or the spine move. Lengthening through the fingertips, and thumbs up. And I'm out on a slight angle like that to really make it easy to get that lower trap active, as well as on the supporting arm, turning that elbow in to make it easy to get that serratus active as well, on the supporting shoulders. Then in the hips, just trying to not let the hips shift left to right when you decompress. So it's quite subtle, but you're just working those deeper fibers. Of course, you can make it a lot harder by going to a straighter, more open hip position, like that, and just working, even having the knees apart there, and working like that, stabilising, like that. It's quite hard, and then harder again. Have the hands closer to this, feet wider to start with. And that itself is really hard, just trying to stabilise and stop the hips moving. You can lift the opposite leg as well, but you start to get into this position where you're going to want to compensate. So better off starting off super easy, because the whole point of doing this core work is to get those deep stabilizers healthier and really control your body in the position, as opposed to trying to do the hardest version that you can to max out. That way you're going to get the transfer of that strength into everything that you do, and that low level system holds you together all the time. So doing a minute face down, the face up position, obviously feet closer together is easier. As you move the feet further apart, it gets harder with this one. So you keep the fingertips straight out to the side, hips up, and then from there, if my feet are together, it's pretty easy to decompress. You'll feel the opposite shoulder blade pushing to the ground. From there, as they get wider, it gets harder, and then I can extend that leg as well, trying to keep the knees level, like that. And then it'll get harder and harder, trying to not let that happen, trying to keep the glutes active, but not overextend the lumbar spine. So 6 minutes, a lot of concentration, try and get a nice, smooth breath, getting around. If you're doing the 10-second holds, it's just good to breathe with it. That way you get 6 breaths per minute. It's a fairly fast breathing pace, but getting that nice tempo, nice and smooth, like 3 in, 3 out, 3 hold out, 1 second pause, whatever, 4 hold out. So that way you're turning that over and you're getting a nice low level tonic response in the tissues, as opposed to overloading it and tightening up. And that's what's going to make your body more stable and just feel better at rest, and just moving and activate tissues better through the chain when more force is induced, rather than dominating with the bigger muscles, which allows you to do heavier things, but it doesn't hold you together as well in a balanced way. So you want to be able to build the system from the inside out. So you've got to think of these exercises like when a baby's first overcoming gravity. It's really just minimal muscular effort, trying to really get those deep stabilizers active before it gets into big full body movements, pushing, pulling, walking, running, sprinting, hanging, all of these other movements that are going to occur using the whole body. But at the beginning, you've got to get that low level of tissue tolerance to really hold the chain together. So if you've got any questions with it, email us a video or Instagram us a video and share it with me, so that way I can give you feedback on what you're doing now. But I'll see you next time.